I'm not binging that. I'm not watching another one because that's 2 hours. That's crazy. Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Paramount Plus show Knuckles. I hadn't seen any of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, and for whatever reason, I was in the mood for something a little lighter. I've been watching a lot of horror and thrillers and stuff like that because I love it. So I went and started watching Sonic the Hedgehog just to see if it was any good, and surprised that it was a lot better than I was actually expecting it to be. So watched the second one, and then the order of these is 1, 2, and then the show Knuckles, and then the third movie. So I did them in order and really enjoyed the show Knuckles. It's a different vibe and feel than the movies for some reason. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I will try to keep this spoiler free. In general, I'm going to talk about this kind of generally. I'm not going to go to detail and spoil stuff. So essentially, this is a spoiler free video. You don't have to worry about that. And like I said, I'll just kind of talk generally about stuff I enjoyed about this show. So let's get into it. So like I said, it's a bit of a different vibe, this show, compared to the movies. The movies are very much like family movies, like family vibe, very tame. I think there's a little bit of comedy in there, but it's like, family style comedy. And don't get me wrong, Knuckles is like definitely still for family and like kids and stuff, but it was just so much more. There's like this nostalgia feel with the music that they use, a lot of like classic rock and like 80s rock and songs that they put in there, and just so much more comedy. They just lean way harder into the comedy, and it's not necessarily not adult comedy, but there are like it just feels more relatable for adults. Like an adult can get into this show a lot easier, enjoy this show more than the movies, I would say. But it's actually pretty funny, man. It's a fun, entertaining show. The comedy is hitting. I was pretty surprised. I thought it was going to be cringe. I thought all these were going to be cringe, frankly, because when there's family stuff and they try to be funny, it's like, come on. It ain't happening. But it was pretty good, man. Gotta say, the big part of that is the cast. I mean, so Adam Pally, and this is the other thing that shocked me, and this isn't a spoiler, it's not details about the show. You'd probably get this if you watched the trailer, which I did not watch. But I thought this show was going to be just, it's called Knuckles. It's about Knuckles. And yes, yes, he's in it, and it's about him. But it is so much more about Adam Pally's character, who he's like this very minor character in the first two movies, where he's like a sheriff deputy or whatever. And like James Marsden in the movies, like kind of the main guy, him and Sonic. And then he's like the sheriff, I guess. So Adam Pally plays this guy Wade, who's like the deputy. He's like barely in it for like a couple scenes or whatever. And then suddenly the show is just like straight up about him. It's like fully his like journey, like, and his, Knuckles helping him rise from being a lowly, no self-confidence and no ability to, stepping up and I don't want to spoil stuff, but kind of the hero's journey or whatever for this character. So anyway, he's hilarious. I've seen him, and he's been in multiple. You'd know him if you look him up. You'll recognize him. He's in a bunch of different like comedy movies and random stuff. He's on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast that I listen to. He's been on that. He's just in like random stuff, but he's super funny, dude. And then Edie Patterson, who is hilarious, also on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast. Very, very funny on that. Righteous Gemstones, I think, is probably her biggest thing that people would know her from, but then like just random stuff here and there, episodes of shows or in movies and stuff. And then Rob Hubel and Paul Scheer show up at the end. You know, two guys you would also recognize. They're from the show Human Giant back in the day, but then have gone on to be in a million movies, comedy movies, especially Rob Hubel. Paul Scheer, he was in The League, which was very funny. You should check that out if you haven't seen it. But they're announcers for ESPN 8, the Ocho. Because the whole, like, part of this thing is, like, about, like, a bowling tournament. They go to a bowling tournament toward the end, and so they're, like, announcers. And it's a nice little homage to Dodgeball with ESPN 8, the Ocho, which I looked up to see if it was real, and apparently it became real after Dodgeball. They, like, were inspired by the joke of, like, oh, having, like, 4,000 different ESPNs and having this one, ESPN 8, the Ocho. And they, like, made it a real thing, so there actually is a thing I think they do, like, once a year or something, like an event that they, like, call that and have some obscure sport. So they used that in this, and that was pretty funny. But yeah, it's just, like, I was just really shocked that it was good and funny. It was so much funnier than I thought it was going to be. Like, maybe it won't be your thing. Maybe you'll watch it and be like, what are you talking about? It's like family, just like the movies. Like, this is not funny at all. It sucks. But, like, it was hitting for me, man. Like, the cast, I just already liked them. Pretty good jokes, like, pretty hilarious physical comedy and things going on in it. There's this dinner scene that was so good. And then a lot of it is, like, and then you see, like I said, Knuckles is in it, obviously, but there's a lot of, like, this stuff going on with this Wade character and his family and their dynamics. And then it'll, like, pan over to, like, Knuckles, and he's just, like, giving a reaction, like Jim from The Office style. There's, like, a rock opera in the middle of the show in one episode where they just bust out into this rock opera, which is totally rad. I just recently played Alan Wake 2 on PS5, and that strangely has a rock opera in it, and it so kind of, like, reminded me of that. So, because I just played that, like, a couple weeks ago. Awesome game, by the way. If you haven't played that, you don't even need to play the first one. Play the second one. It is simply a masterpiece, like, straight up a masterpiece. But yeah, anyway, like, so the rock opera thing, really enjoyed that. That was fun. And another thing I like about this show, solid runtime. Okay, the episodes are basically a half hour. Like, some of them are even, like 25 minutes to 30 minutes. It's perfect. Okay, here's what I've gotten to. And this, I don't understand why all shows aren't like this now, because in the modern era that we're in with TikTok and everyone's attention spans were already short and now are so short. Having a show be an hour, like a HBO show, it's so long. It feels so long. And then when you finish it, I'm not binging that. I'm not watching another one, because that's 2 hours. That's crazy. I mean, sure, maybe, I don't know, like a weekend or a night, like, you could do that, but, like, that's just too much. It's too freaking long, man. Half hour. It started with, I mean, obviously there's been a million shows that, like, sitcoms and stuff back in the day, or half hour shows with commercials that are even shorter, but, like, with streaming stuff in the newer, like, era of shows, like Cobra Kai, in my opinion, like, kind of kicked this off with these half-hour... in the later seasons, they kind of started getting crazy with, like, 45 minutes, 50-minute episodes, and it was like, okay. But in the beginning, it was 30 minutes. It's perfect. Okay? It doesn't feel like it's dragging. It doesn't feel rushed either. It's just the perfect length. You just get through it. Make it eventful. Have things happen for that 30 minutes. Boom. And then you're done. And then you're like, oh, man, I want to see the next one. And because I have 30 more minutes. I don't have another hour after the freaking hour that I just freaking spent. Okay? So there you go. you can watch like 3 episodes, and it's like an hour and a half, and it feels like you just watched a regular length movie. So on top of that, it's 6 episodes. So it's short. So really it's like a couple of movies length. So super easy to watch, super easy to get through. Love the half hour format. In my opinion, all shows should be a half hour. 45 minutes is like, okay, a lot of, like, dramas and stuff are 45 minutes or so. It's like, all right, that's not bad either. But the hour, dude, I'm just like, House of Dragons is on my list, and I'm like, literally the reason why I haven't been watching it is because the hour-long length, man. I just don't want to. I don't know, man. I'm sure I'll watch it eventually, but it's just, yeah, it's too long. It's too long. I need it shorter. Thanks. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So like I said, if you want to watch these, the watch order would be Sonic 1, Sonic 2, the movies, then the show Knuckles, then Sonic 3, the movie, which I just finished a couple days ago, and gotta say I enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed this whole collection, and I would recommend it. Definitely, especially if you have kids. Like, yeah, man, watch these with your kids. This is a perfect thing to watch with your kids because I'm sure they'll love it, and you'll enjoy it because they're pretty good. They're not bad. So for my rating, I gave this show an 8.5. Straight up, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. The music all the way through. Just had the nice nostalgic vibes. Just fun. It's just really fun watch overall. And like I said, funny. The comedy was hitting for me. I was laughing every episode. It was just a good, fun, entertaining watch that I definitely would recommend you checking out. And like honestly, like if it seems too daunting to where you're like, oh, I don't want to watch 2 movies that are pretty much 2 hours long each just to get to a show, you don't really have to. I mean, obviously it'll like help, but this is a case where like you could watch the show and not really have any reference and still enjoy it. There'll be stuff that you're like missing or not aware of in terms of like the world, and the like some of the technology and like things that are happening with a couple of characters that are barely in it. So really you could watch this without watching the movies. I would recommend watching the movies first, but it's up to you and your time and what you want. But the show was funny, man. I really enjoyed it. I was very shocked that I enjoyed it so much. I did not expect this to be something I would even be talking about in a video, but I loved it. It was great. So that's it for my spoiler-free review of Knuckles. Thanks for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about Knuckles or the Sonic franchise. If you like it, if you dislike it, if you're ready for the next movie to come out. Because, spoiler alert, they might do another one. We'll see. And let me know what you want to see me cover next in a future video. Stay tuned. Until next time.